Hello guys, my name is deadRedKing. We will be doing a Cobblemon Let's Play series. We're just gonna go ahead and get started because, don't have anything. And I'm kind of nervous because this is my very first video. So if you're watching this, that means I actually went through with uploading it. So yeah, let's get on with the get on. So, let's get on with the get on. That's clearly something that I said. And I do want to apologize to everybody that I said that. Especially if you know me. If you know me, then I feel bad. Sorry. We are going to go ahead and pick our starter. Our starter is going to be Rowlet from the Alola region. And we got a female Rowlet, so happy days. That's gonna, when breeding becomes a thing, it's gonna be a big old plus for us. So we have started in this little island for the windswept savanna. Kind of surrounded by a bunch of stuff. This Moonlight Valley down here looks interesting. So I've got plans, guys. I've got a ton of plans, and a lot of those plans are probably way too ambitious for a person's first Let's Play series. But that's just how I roll. I like to bite off more than I can chew with everything, metaphorically and literally. But yeah, so like I'm really liking this little island. It'd be cool to set up shop here. However, my goal is to build big, and if I want to build big, this island will not cut it for me. If this island was not, for lack of better words, landlocked, where the water is, surrounded by more land, then maybe, we could work with that. On the flip side, I am looking at this cliff edge over here. I keep looking over here. I'm like trying to like do the normal day one Minecraft stuff, but I'm very keen on coming up with an idea of where I want to base right at the get-go. And this blooming plateau slash blooming valley is calling to me. I'm liking this over here too, because it's like its own little thing. But I don't know if that is big enough. Again, I've got like these really big ambitions for this big base, and then watch it's gonna be like nothing that I end up doing. Or, not to be a negative Nancy, but I don't even end up continuing through with this whole streaming thing, and then here we are, but we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna be positive. We're gonna be doing the stuff with the things. We're gonna be creating the content. This is episode 1 of a bajillion. So basically, this Let's Play, we'll get down to the business as we start doing the normal day one Minecraft stuff. The goal is to do a Cobblemon Let's Play series, obviously. However, I've been a long time YouTube enjoyer, but not, this is literally my very first thing, content I've ever put out in any shape, size, form, anything. But like any time that I've ever watched content, it's Cobblemon stuff is it's always like one of like the big like cliche things. You know, when I say cliche, I don't mean to like talk down on any current content creator. So if you know you've done one of these things, it's not a jab at you. It's just as a viewer, you get the same type of things on your feed, and it gets a little played out a little bit. But you'll do like the big one right now is 100 days in Cobblemon. Everyone and their mom is doing 100 days and something, 100 days playthrough of this, 100 days of that. And it's not just Minecraft, it's, you know, it's a ton of different things. But Minecraft definitely is feeling that. I am getting totally distracted over here because I saw this really cool cave and I was like, I need to check out this cave, and it's literally because of this one piece of coal that caught my attention. We're gonna keep going. So you got like the 100 days challenge, quote unquote challenge, if you want to call it that. But then you also have people who do for Cobblemon, people who will do Let's Plays of it, but the content is solely tied around like an SMP server, and I'm not against multiplayer, you know, like it's fun. I'm right there for it. However, there are people who prefer solo content. And you really don't get that with Cobblemon. Like, you do, but like, it's nothing that has any sort of longevity. I feel like the content that I've seen made for Cobblemon, like, it'll last like a couple episodes and then it's dead and done. And there are amethyst buds throughout this biome. I like this biome, but not for what I'm going to go for. And it's mostly because the grass is more of a bluish color than a greenish color. Though I will take these apricorns, don't think I won't. So you guys can't watch this, okay? So if you just want to close your eyes for like 10 seconds. Okay, that was for no reason at all. Now I feel bad. Okay. So I've learned that there's a good number of Cobblemon people who are very anti the slaying of the pokes, and you know, I get that. I'm right there with you. And normally I'd be like, oh yeah, you know, it's real sad. You should treat them better. You can't go around just killing these innocent creatures. You know, it's the universe that we live in. They're already, you know, forced to battle each other. And like, if that's not bad enough, now you got this crazed guy with a golden axe going around slaying. Look at that cave. Okay. You're way off. And it's getting dark. See, I like how evil I am because I was like, it's getting dark, and then I immediately look at my map to see where that woolly was. So yeah, if you are familiar with this universe, you're gonna have to give me a pass because I am familiar with the earlier generation of Pokes. I am not familiar with the newer ones. And newer, I use newer very loosely. When I say newer, I mean literally anything after Generation 1. Like this one, I want to say it's a... No, okay, it's a Fortress. That's not what I was going to guess. I was going to guess a Pharaoh Cross, which is close. It's not. That's not the name of it though. It's getting real dark. It's getting real dark, guys. But yeah. So, part of the reason why I'm not going to have any issue at all taking an axe to some of these cute, adorable creatures is, you know, I'm bringing in a little bit of a lore behind this Let's Play. So what we're doing here is, I need you to think it's Nylium. Interesting. I need you to think, alright, like some Team Rocket vibes mixed with the Aether Foundation mixed with, I want to, see, now I'm blinking on it because now I'm thinking about it, but I want to say her name was Pokemon Hunter J. So, I know that I threw out a lot, and most of you guys will know what Team Rocket is. A good handful of you guys will know Aether. I don't know if very many people will know about the Pokemon Hunter J lady. If you do, awesome. If you don't, that's awesome too. Because I mean, I was literally just talking about how I don't really know generations past Gen 1, so I can't really talk on people's knowledge and or lack of knowledge when it comes to this universe. But yeah, so the goal, all right, why it's paramount that we have a good base location is for a couple different things. And I'm rambling. I know I'm rambling. And I don't want to say I'm rambling because, like, this is a Let's Play and, like, 50% of this is you guys listen to me talk. But I want to do, like, a huge, like, research facility. And I'm not talking, like a good research facility. Like, we're not talking about, like, Bill in putting his Pokédex together. We're talking about friggin', like, think Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil. Like, that's the vibe that I'm going for. So the idea of slaughtering just ridiculous amounts of pokes, I'm not against it. And I know that sounds pretty evil. It probably sounds a little savage, but it's what I want to do. And with that comes comes a lot of different things that you would not think would be issues, but are most definitely issues. What am I doing? Getting a pickaxe, that's what I'm doing. Because it's late at night and I got nothing. But yeah, so in the spirit of this Let's Play, there are a few things that we're doing that a good handful of people probably would not agree with. One of those things being we are playing on peaceful. I did add a mod. I added a lot of mods. We'll get into that later. But basically, the goal of the Let's Play is to do a Cobblemon Let's Play. Like, I want it to feel like it's solely Cobblemon, like this is what we're doing. This is what the Let's Play is over. This is the world we live in. I don't want to be thinking to myself, oh, I need to put together a sheep farm to get all this wool. No, I don't want to get together a sheep farm because sheep don't exist in this world. I want to get a woolly farm. Is it woolly? I don't know if it's woolly. There's gonna be somebody who knows their pokes, and they're gonna be like, it's not woolly, it's blah blah blah. And I'll deserve it. Okay, I keep trying to go up to here to see what that building is, and I keep getting distracted by completely unrelated things in the other direction. So let's go on over here. So one of the big things that I'm learning very quickly, and this is my first video. And I say that with like a little asterisk at the end of it, because when I say first video, this is more of my first video that will actually get posted. Cross my fingers, hopefully. I've made a few videos, and it's not even procrastination at this point. It's the fear of posting something online and people hearing my voice and it becoming a thing, and oh, okay, oh, okay, okay. Sorry, I'm getting distracted from some pretty snazzy loot. And I don't know how you guys feel about fishing rods with mending and smithing templates for the rod. But I'm a big fan of fishing in the world of Minecraft, so that's kind of like, it's like finding your first diamond, you know. But yeah, I am incredibly nervous about putting this on the internet. I've never really put myself out there like this, so hopefully everything goes well. That's a Machop. See, I know a Machop, okay? Gen 1. I am incredibly nervous about putting stuff out. But you know, it's one of those things. Why is this door open? Nobody's here. Right? Nobody's here. Oh, that's a gold duck. Look at that gold duck. Okay, distracted. I want, there's a tadpole in there, but I might dump it out. Nothing against the tadpole, it's just, oh, and is that slime? That's slime, and that's string. Oh, See, this is why you need to find a base of operations quickly, especially on any sort of modded Minecraft, because the loot gets crazy. Honchcrow? Murkrow. I think Honchcrow is its evolution. See? Because it's not Gen 1. Honestly, guys, I feel like we could just make content about me trying to guess which poke is what. A fractured savanna. See, and then you also have to think about where you're gonna post up, because then, like, do you just post up based on aesthetics? Do you post up based on what would be easier to build with, or like what type of stuff you want to build with? Do you set up your base based on the biome that you're in, so that the biome that you're getting your favorite pokes? Right now, it doesn't matter to me, because my favorite poke currently is not in Cobblemon, so I don't know when and where my favorite poke is going to be. So I have no way of planning for that. But what is this? Dripstone, moonstone ore. Okay, that 5 times fast. See, look at this generation. This is so cool. I don't know the name of it, and I'm not even gonna guess, because if I guess, it's gonna be embarrassing, and it's so far away, I can't even tell you what it is. Can I see it on the map? Nope, can't. And that little dude, he flew. This is a Doduo. This is a Pidove. I knew that. And that's not why I waited to say that until I saw its name. I knew it. I did not know it. I did know it, but I totally forgot, to be completely honest. Here is a sheep poke. Let's learn this sheep. Wooloo. What did I call it? I think I called it a Woolie. It's a Wooloo. I feel, well, I don't have any iron, do I? Well, I have iron. Look at that. Look at that white wool. I'm pretty sure I could shear a Wooloo. Man, look at this terrain. What is this? This is more moonstone. Holy crapola. What is going on? I say that in a positive way as more chunks load in and I almost lag and fall off the edge. Like, what is this? Where are we at? This is the fractured savanna. So it's like a savanna, but it's fractured. So we got an orchid swamp nearby. We got a swamp not too far off. There's so much of this fractured savanna over here. We got a little bit of it over here, and then windswept forest. What is this? See, it's like, what do you do, you know? Because realistically, the professional thing to do, I would think, would be to not be filming right now and coming up with some sort. What am I doing? Why is, okay, yeah, why is the height? Okay, where are we going? This fractured savanna. I am infinitely off topic. And when I say infinitely off topic, that makes no sense at all. But I keep getting distracted. And what I was gonna say earlier is like being a person that's only watched YouTube content creators. And I'm that guy that always makes fun of a YouTuber who's like looking for something in their inventory or in their chest, and like when I'm watching, like I immediately find it. Like I find it within a second, and they're just like hovering their mouse like right over it, and they can't find it. And then I'm like, wow, how can they not find it? Or like they will jump from one conversation topic to the next, and I'm like, wow, like stay on topic, please. I'm thinking this might be my base. We're kind of high up. It's a good chunk of stuff. See, the only annoying part is that I like the entrance, like the main entrance of my base, in my head at least, would be to be like entering from the north or the south, and like I feel like this is more leaning towards like the east. I don't know. Because I was thinking like docks and all that fun stuff. This is the south. This goes quite a ways before it gets down the water. I don't know why I got an accent there all of a sudden. But yeah, you know, you kind of take it for granted when you're just watching the YouTube channel and you're like, wow, they make it look, it's so ridiculous. How are they not like on top of it? What is this? Gossifleur? Lure? Okay. You're just awkwardly hovering in the middle of the air, and I'm lagging while chunks load in. But yeah, you would think, you know, as a professional YouTubers, how are you not perfect at this? But you know what? I've been doing this for all of 27 minutes in this video. I don't know if that's what it's gonna be post-edit. However, it's like just in this short amount of time, I'm like, you know what? This is actually not easy. Never thought it would be easy, but I didn't think it would be this convoluted and difficult. So this bad boy, I need, it's negative 100, negative 300. Negative 100, negative 300. Oh, I need to, okay. So this is negative 100. Oh wow, look at that. It's right in the center of this little divot in the water, okay. I'm taking that as a good sign, guys. See, I'm thinking, you know, like my research facility is gonna have like this crazy ship that will do, you know, water stuff, but like, that's cool. So it comes out here and then it goes up this river here, and then like what, that's gonna have to be widened, that's gonna have to be widened, that's gonna have to be widened. I don't know what's up here, but knowing my luck, neither of those routes go up to an ocean. Is this an ocean? No, this is not considered an ocean. I didn't think it was considered an ocean. So we are playing with large biomes on, because I wanted a good chunk of a biome. to be, you know, a thing to be. I don't even know what I'm saying. Words aren't even forming out of my mouth right now. I don't know. I just thought it'd make more sense if the biomes were larger. That way, you know, because you're looking for certain perks in certain biomes, and then like what you go and you find this one biome, and it's like, oh hey, look at this, I found the biome, but then the biome's only like a single chunk in size. Like, what are you gonna do with that? You're not gonna do anything with that. So, large biomes it is. That's an emerald. Okay. So the plus side to doing this whole thing, I need chest. What are we doing? I'm gonna post up stuff here, and I know that this is not gonna be like a forever thing. What is this? That's cursive binding. I need to not look at that. So let's go ahead and toss a couple things that I don't want, like this wooden pickaxe and cursive binding helmet. Oh, I got a chest. Or did I? Oh yeah, I got a chest from the nether portal. Okay, so that's cool to have. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that. That's probably okay. Coal. I need to put that there. I don't know why I did a whole crafting table for this, but you know what? Potato. Okay. Now, I've got... Okay. So, you know, you watch a lot of YouTube Minecraft content. I don't know why I need these mushrooms. There was just one of each of them, and I felt like I needed them, so this is our life now. But yeah, you watch a bunch of people, and then you realize that a lot of people do a lot of the same thing. And I noticed that a lot of people don't play with shaders on, but a lot of people do play with shaders on. Okay, I think we're good. I was getting kind of worried there. My frames were dropping pretty heavy. But yeah, there's a lot of people that will play with frames on, with shaders on. Some people play without shaders on, and they only use shaders for like fancy little screenshots and all that fun stuff. Most people don't play with like a resource pack on, like a texture pack. I am very clearly playing with a texture pack on. This is the Whimscape resource pack. I freaking love it. I think it looks amazing. But a lot of people don't. Like, a lot of really big YouTubers don't do that, and like I almost feel like I'm not starting off right because I'm not following in those footsteps, you know? I almost question, like, am I harming my content by not following what they do? But yeah, the whole reason I got to that is because I was talking about the cave and using the torches in your offhand so that you can see light because of the ambient lighting and all that fun stuff. That's a Goomy. Goomies evolve into a Goodra. We got underwater, underground water. See, like, my brain's gone like a bajillion miles a minute on what I'm doing, where I'm going. And then, like, the biggest one is, like, you know, when I'm learning this as I'm going. When you're creating content, you're like, you want to do a good job, you know? Like, that's the goal. And one of the biggest things that make this whole process difficult is that it can be very disheartening, you know? You run into a roadblock and then you're like, you know, you're disheartened, you don't want to continue. I've been telling myself that I'm gonna start doing this for a while now, and like the fear of putting myself out there has held me back a ton. And it's one of those things where, like, if you talk to any YouTuber that's out there right now who's pro, like, more people jumping on the bandwagon, they all say the same thing. They're like, you know, just get out there and do it, you know? Like, don't like hold yourself back from it. Which, like, yeah, I get it, you know? It's just do it type situation. This is a Wombat? What? Come on. Woobat. What did I call it? Did I call it a Wombat? The Wombat? It might have. It's a Woobat. As we will learn the names together, and I'm sure a good chunk of you people that may or may not be watching this will already know these names. Then you'll know them better than I do. But you know what? We're still gonna go through the pain of this together, because that's what YouTube Let's Play channels are about. Oh yeah, so I am on peaceful, but I do have a mod that still allows me to have hunger. The whole peaceful thing is not the make it easy in the sense of not needing food, but more of in the sense of I don't want to see zombies and grievers and skeletons in the world of Cobblemon when it's not very Cobblemon to have zombies and skeletons. Okay, what is this? A choodle. I knew that. It just looked weird. I swear I knew that one. Can't prove it, but you know. Okay, so you know what? Well, this is what we're doing. Alright, guys. That's a monkey. I don't want to bury into the ground and live that way. I do that every single time I play any sort of Minecraft in any way, shape, or form. I will find something, and then I'm like, I'm living underground, and then my entire base ends up underground. And that's not, I mean, it's not bad, but I do it a lot. Like, I do it every single time. And I don't want to do that. That's not oak. Okay. So basically what we're doing here, I don't want to create my little starter base thing underground. So we're basically clearing out this little area to the side. And we're gonna do something above ground. And hey, look at that, my golden axe finally broke. I say finally, like it lasted that long. It didn't last that long at all. Yeah, we're basically gonna flatten all this out. That's a really tall tree. This is an apple though, I'll eat the apple. So the goal of this Let's Play, like I said earlier, was to focus solely around Cobblemon. And like I've played a good amount of Cobblemon in my time. And I always end up trying to incorporate a ridiculous amount of mods on top of Cobblemon, and it's usually a bunch of tech mods, like Mechanism. I love Mechanism. Chef's kiss. And then like Create, like obviously Create is a fan favorite. I am not experienced in Create like at all, but I know that there's a lot of like integrated stuff that deals with Cobblemon and Create. However, I've never really played with Create, and I've wanted to do so much stuff tech-wise with Cobblemon, but when I was putting this fact together, I was like, I want it to be vanilla, as vanilla as possible, and I said that, and that was the goal. You know, I was like, you know, I'm not doing anything more than like 20 mods. And then like 5 seconds into putting the pack together, I was at 20 mods, and then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not doing any more than like 50 mods. And then I got the 50 mods, so then I was like, you know what's a good round number? 100 mods. No more than 100. Like, that's more than 100. That's you're getting ridiculous there. And I told myself that, and I stuck to it, surprisingly. However, I kind of, I almost don't believe it, because like I know my mod folder has less than 100 folders in it. But with like libraries and dependencies and stuff like that, I mean, I don't know exactly how it works, but that's my educational guess. Educated guess. Educational guess? That's not a thing. Educated guess. My educated guess is that it's the libraries and dependencies and all that stuff, because when you load up Minecraft, it doesn't say that I have 100 mods loaded. It says I have like 208 mods loaded, but I know that I only have like 98 files in my mods folder. So I don't know, but you know what? I tried, and that's what matters. I tried, and that's, I keep saying that that's what matters, but I genuinely just feel guilty for having as many as I do. Because the goal was to be vanilla. And so like that's why I'm not having any fun with any of the tech mods, because there's a bunch of them and you could do a lot of cool things with them. And the quality of life stuff is ridiculous. However, again, I wanted to keep it as vanilla as possible. So like the goal, like the mentality that I had was like I could add stuff, but the goal was, if hypothetically there's a big update, And out of all the mods in my folder, Cobblemon was the only one that got updated. Nothing else got updated. And like hypothetically, every single mod author out there for every mod that I was using was like, you know what? I'm done making mods. So they were all discontinued. The goal would be that my world would still be playable if all I had was an updated Cobblemon in my folder. Like that's it. And I don't know. I don't know how well I did on that because I've got the Terralith mod, which adds biomes. So obviously if I remove that, that's gonna make a lot of weird stuff happen. I'm gonna need another pickaxe. But for the goal of trying to keep it vanilla, I think overall I did an alright job. Yeah, I do have like a resource pack, I have shaders, got some UI stuff going on, I've got a couple different quality of life stuff, but nothing too crazy. And like one of the things that I wanted to add, which technically checked off all the boxes we just talked about, was fast leaf decay. Because like leaves taking forever to decay drives me crazy. However, between that and like the wood chopping mods, I can't necessarily think of what they're called right now, but the ones like the tree harvester or whatever it's called, where you like take out one log and the whole tree goes down. It makes tree farming very easy, like way too easy. And I started relying on that during one of my playthroughs a lot. So the goal is to not do that. So that's the only reason I'm not taking that one. Okay, so got a little bit of solid, I say solid, this is just moss. Flat ground. I don't know how I feel about having the shaders on. We're gonna turn this off. I think we're gonna play with that off. Because it feels like a bit much. And like I use a non-normal level of field of view, which I already know gets under a lot of people's skins, and then my skin customization, my main hand is my left hand because I'm left-handed. I don't have to do that because I'm left-handed. It's not like a weird left-handed person's thing. It's just I just thought it'd be cool. So I already know that I do a couple of different little things that probably get under people's skin. But you know what? We're just gonna vibe. I can't plant this on dripstone or moss, can I? Oh, I can't. I can plant it on moss? I didn't think you could plant sugarcane on this. Well, look at this dirt over here. And then you got sand. That's more over there. Oh, Ladiba. Got it. Okay, so what I want to do, I'm looking for any sort of exposed iron, because I would like to get some shears and go after one of those wooloos and get some more wool and make a bed. Also, because I'm not 100% sure that you can shear a wooloo. I'm pretty sure you can shear a wooloo. Feel like I was privy to that information at some point. I don't know if I ever did it, but in my head I was like, that's a mechanic that this game has. I literally have to earn. That's a corefish. It dove. Haha. See those guys? That's called progress. Seeing a lot of surface coal, but not a lot of surface iron. Then we got surface copper. Wait. I know that I've slept on a couple. Okay, no. I was gonna say, if there's a copper shears, we might be onto something. But that's probably a mod that I have in my head. This is Makuhita. I knew Makuhita, but I definitely blinked on it. You know, I did think about adding in a Pokédex item so that when I'm learning these pokes, Komala, for some reason I thought that was different. That's a Spearow. But yeah, if I had a Pokédex, I could be. It would be beneficial that I'm going up and hugging them every time that I'm like, what's the name of this one? That's a Psyduck. Everybody knows Psyduck. Okay, we are getting a little away from our little base of operations. Which, I mean, what is that? Oh, that's the electric one. That's a Sandshrew. I say that's the electric one, like there's only one. So, anytime that I've played Cobblemon, I always struggle with the same thing. I will either spend way too much time on the Minecraft side of things, or I spend way too much time on the Cobblemon side of things. And I know that in the past, to try to battle against that, I'm like, you know, I'll keep an eye on my day counter, and then if the day is an odd number, I only do Minecraft stuff, and then if the day is an even number, I only do Cobblemon stuff. And it works, if you can keep track of the day and not forget, which can be easier said than done. But right now there's just a lot, guys. There's a lot to do. There's only one of me, and we're gonna be doing a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up for now. And I say wrap up for now because we're coming up to the hour marker, and I don't want to keep you guys for too long. I rambled a lot. This is more like an introductory, like, hello episode. I don't know if every episode's gonna be an hour long. Maybe it'll be like 30 minutes. I don't know. We'll see how editing and all that fun stuff goes. It's gonna be a learning experience together. I'm glad that you guys decided to sit and enjoy and have fun watching me play and ramble on and be a complete nerd while I'm doing that. But thank you guys. Have a wonderful day.